Welcome back. We are about to embark on a crucial discussion, one that shifts our focus from the what of compliance to the how. We've talked about standards, policies, and the machinery of program administration, but none of it truly comes to life. None of it becomes embedded in the muscle memory of an organization without a deliberate and thoughtful communication strategy. It is a common misstep to view compliance communication as a simple act of information dissemination, a one-way broadcast of rules and regulations. This perspective is fundamentally flawed. It treats communication as a tactical afterthought rather than the strategic imperative it truly is. A robust communication strategy is the circulatory system of your entire ethics and compliance program. It is the means by which the core principles and expectations are carried to every part of the corporate body, ensuring every cell, every employee understands its role in the health of the whole. It's not about just sending messages, it's about creating meaning, fostering understanding, and ultimately shaping behavior and culture. The very first step in constructing this strategy, the foundational blueprint, is to define your objectives with absolute clarity. Before you write a single email or design a single poster, you must ask the fundamental question: why are we communicating and what do we want to achieve? The goal is not merely to inform people that a policy exists. The true objective is to persuade them to integrate that policy into their daily work, to foster a sense of shared ownership over the company's ethical standing. You must move beyond the vague notion of raising awareness and establish concrete, measurable goals. For example, instead of aiming to communicate the new anti-corruption policy, a more potent objective would be to reduce the number of gifts and entertainment policy violations by 25% within the next fiscal year by ensuring all sales-facing employees can identify and correctly report a potential bribery risk. This transforms the communication from a passive announcement into an active, goal-oriented campaign designed to mitigate a specific identified risk. Once your objectives are set, the next critical consideration is your audience. A one-size-fits-all message is a message that truly resonates with no one. Your organization is not a monolith. It is a complex ecosystem of different groups with vastly different roles, responsibilities, and daily realities. The way you communicate with the board of directors, who require high-level summaries of risk and program effectiveness, should be fundamentally different from how you engage with frontline factory workers, who need clear, practical, and unambiguous guidance on specific safety procedures. You must meticulously segment your audience by department, by role, by geography, even by language, and then tailor your communication to address their specific needs and concerns. For the marketing team, the focus might be on data privacy and advertising standards, while the finance department needs deep dives into anti-bribery regulations. Thinking like a marketer is essential here. You're selling an idea, the idea of integrity, and a successful sales pitch always starts with deeply understanding the customer. With a clear understanding of your audience, you can then turn to crafting the message itself. This is where many compliance programs falter, drowning employees in a sea of dense, legalistic jargon that is as uninspiring as it is incomprehensible. To be effective, your message must be clear, concise, and, most importantly, relevant to the employee's world. Instead of simply stating the rule, use storytelling and real-world examples to illustrate the why behind it. A narrative about a real or realistically hypothetical ethical dilemma and its resolution is far more memorable and impactful than a dry recitation of a policy clause. The tone should be one of a trusted advisor, not a stern disciplinarian. The core of your message should always connect back to the organization's values and answer the implicit question in every employee's mind: what does this mean for me, and why should I care? Consistency is paramount. Every communication, regardless of the channel, should reinforce the same core principles, building a cohesive and unified understanding of what it means to act with integrity at your company. The channel you choose to deliver your message is just as important as the message itself. Relying solely on email blasts and an annual check-the-box training module is a recipe for disengagement. An effective communication strategy leverages a multitude of channels to create multiple touchpoints throughout the year, keeping compliance top of mind. Think beyond the digital. Town hall meetings, team huddles, and posters in the break room can be incredibly effective. Your company's intranet can be transformed into a dynamic compliance resource hub with blogs, videos, and FAQs, rather than a static document repository. For critical updates, a targeted text message alert might be appropriate. The key is to select the channel that best fits the audience and the message. A formal policy update might require a documented email, but a cultural reminder about speaking up could be more powerfully conveyed in a short video from the CEO. The goal is to embed compliance messaging into the daily rhythm of the business, making it a visible and consistent presence. Furthermore, the timing and frequency of your communications must be deliberate and planned. A scattershot approach, where messages are sent only in reaction to problems, creates a culture of firefighting and reinforces the perception of compliance as the no department. A proactive approach involves developing a communications calendar, much like a marketing or editorial calendar, that maps out a cadence of engagement for the entire year. This calendar should include a mix of proactive and reactive communications. Proactive elements might include quarterly themes, perhaps a focus on data privacy one quarter and anti-corruption the next, along with regularly scheduled newsletters, blog posts, and leadership messages. Reactive slots are reserved for addressing emerging issues, new regulations, or internal incidents. This planned rhythm ensures a continuous dialogue, transforming compliance from a series of isolated events into an ongoing conversation that is woven into the fabric of the organization. Finally, and perhaps most critically, a truly strategic communication plan must be a two-way street. It is not enough to simply broadcast information. You must actively solicit feedback and create clear, accessible channels for employees to ask questions and raise concerns without fear of retaliation. This is about building a culture of trust and transparency. Mechanisms like anonymous hotlines, online suggestion boxes, regular employee surveys, and focus groups are not just for reporting misconduct. They are invaluable tools for gauging the effectiveness of your communication efforts. When employees see their questions being answered thoughtfully and their feedback being incorporated into the program, it fosters a profound sense of psychological safety and shared ownership. This feedback loop allows you to continuously refine and improve your strategy, ensuring your messages are not just being sent, but are truly being heard, understood, and acted upon. I look forward to seeing you in our next session.